Hello everyone, Disney Dude here. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel for more content, and hit that thumbs up if you like the video. So, quite a while ago, I remember telling folks that this channel would not be political. I would not put anything political on this channel. Because it's, everybody has their own, their own political beliefs and such, and politics does not belong at Walt Disney World or in a Disney community. Okay, so I for a long time said that. I would not do any political stories on this channel. But unfortunately now we live in a time where politics is really a very hot topic, and it's becoming more and more of a hot topic even in the theme park world. Okay, I'm sure that most of you have seen my videos or any other person's bloggers' videos about them, about the rumors that Disney's going to close the Hall of Presidents, and look, this is going to be a very hot topic, okay? So, it's, I understand that if this topic, kind of makes some folks uneasy, I get it. It makes me a little uneasy too. Like I said, if you know me personally, you know where I stand politically. Okay? I'm not getting into that whole conversation of, who's right for this country, who's wrong for this country, and, create that whole, hubbub of just making people angry and stuff like that. That's not why I do this. So, just a little forewarning though, that this story is going to be a little political. I'm going to try to leave emotions out of this. Just be forewarned, okay? So I have finally decided that now is the time to do a story about the Reedy Creek Improvement District, okay? Because a lot of people still don't understand what that is, okay? So let me take you way back to way back to 1966, okay? So when Walt Disney came here in Florida to build his Florida project, he came and scouted around for different areas that would help him realize, where he wanted to build his. He really wanted to build Epcot. That's really what it was about. He wanted to build Epcot. He wanted to build an experimental prototype community of tomorrow. Okay, so that's why he came to Florida, and he looked around, he scouted everywhere for land to build what in his mind it was going to be a city, okay, for people to go live in, okay, as well as having a theme park and restaurants and shops and such like that, okay? So anyway, so in 1966 he flies here to Florida, and he scouts around for land, and he finally found the plot of land that he wanted in pretty much kind of in the middle of the state, southwest of Orlando, in Kissimmee. And he said, I want it there. That's the spot where I want my city and my other theme parks to go there. So when he came to Florida, he met with the lawmakers and everything, and said, "Look, this is what I want to do. I want to build I want to buy up a lot of this land, because I want to build a city in the middle of this of your state, plus a theme park and a shopping center and such like that." Okay, and the current governor, which I don't know what his name was. You'll have to Wikipedia that. But he basically told Walt that he said, "Well, that sounds like a really great idea. That sounds like a really good idea, because Florida needed that." Okay? It's hard to imagine Florida without, theme parks and everything, but, back when Walt came to Florida, there was nothing here. There was nothing here. So when he met with the current governor of Florida to discuss his plans about building the city and such, the governor then said, "Well, that sounds like a great idea, but we can't fund this. There is no way that Florida would be able to help fund this thing. It would just take too much money, and it would be devastating for Florida." And Walt said, "Don't worry, we'll take care of it." So what he did was he picked out all of his land, and then they created the Reedy Creek Improvement District, and that would mean that Reedy Creek had jurisdiction in Walt Disney World for water, for sewage, for police, for firefighters. It was basically everything you would need for a city. Everything you would need for a city was formed into Reedy Creek. And Reedy Creek was just under jurisdiction of Walt Disney World, okay? It was just, that was their jurisdiction, was Epcot and Walt Disney World, okay? So so Reedy Creek was created so that Disney World would be able to handle the taxes, handle water, handle sewage, electricity, and everything that would basically it was basically created to help fund this city, okay? It was created to help fund this city of tomorrow for Epcot, okay? And the governor said, "Okay, go ahead. You have my permission. Go ahead." And then off Disney went to the races to create this, to develop their land. Unfortunately, Walt Disney passed away in 1966. He passed away December 15th of 1966. And so basically the whole idea of Epcot basically died with him. And this is where things get a little bit kind of muddled and kind of confusing. So basically, Reedy Creek was formed. Reedy Creek was formed. Okay, so when Walt Disney World was built in 1971, they had their own. It was like their own governance within the state of Florida. Okay, now people think that it was just because, because Disney didn't want to pay any taxes and blah blah blah. No, Disney World still has to pay taxes. Okay, they still have to pay taxes. So that wasn't the reason why Reedy Creek was formed. Okay, so I'm gonna remind you, Reedy Creek was formed so that Disney would have their own fire department, their own water department, their own police department, everything you would, everything that you would need to run a city. That's what Disney had. Okay, that's what Disney had and has. But anyway, more about that and coming down the road. So basically from 1966 all the way until 2022, was it 22 or 23? I think it was 22. We'll go with 22. So from 1966 all the way to 2022, Disney had governance over their whole area, over every single square inch of Walt Disney World. Okay, and it worked. It worked because Disney needed permits. Reedy Creek would they would submit plans to Reedy Creek. Reedy Creek would, sign off on them or give suggestions or whatever, go back to Disney and say, go ahead, and Disney carried out their plans. So they basically ran everything. They basically had governance over their land to do almost pretty much what they wanted. Okay? Now, look, I think that Reedy Creek was just a way, kind of a dirty way to get around this, the whole Florida thing. No, I don't think that there was no ill intentions on Walt's part to, kind of cheat Florida in any way. It's, I think that, because I've read everything about this story I can find. Okay, everything about this story I've read. Okay, and Reedy Creek was formed to help, govern Walt Disney World so that the state of Florida wouldn't have to do it, because the state of Florida, didn't and doesn't have the resources to do that. So, so that's why Reedy Creek was enacted. Now, it's, this is where it gets a little confusing because, Reedy Creek was technically created to deal with Epcot and that whole thing. Because remember, Epcot was supposed to be a city. It never happened, but Reedy Creek stayed. So what happened was Reedy Creek ended up governing all of Walt Disney World. Okay, so the state of Florida never had to, they never worried, or probably didn't bat an eyelash about what Disney did, because Disney had control. And to me it was a balance. It was a balance, okay, and it was a good balance. You needed that balance. Whether or not you think that Reedy Creek was a good thing or not, that's irrelevant, okay. It's something that Disney had, and whether or not they did it ill-intentionally or not, they used it to their benefit, okay? So now fast forward to 2022, when the state of Florida enacted their Stop Woke Act, and a lot of employees from the Walt Disney Company denounced the bill. They didn't like it, and back then the head of the Walt Disney Company, Bob Chapek, they were begging him to do something about it, and he basically said, look, we're not saying anything. We're not saying anything about this bill, because it's really none of our business. It's none of our business, what Florida wants, what they want to enact and what they don't want to enact, okay? So Bob Chapek said, we're not saying anything, and somewhere along the line, I don't know what happened, if PR was pushing him to say something, or if the employees were pushing him to say something. I don't know. But he changed his mind and basically came out and denounced the bill, and said that he would do that the Walt Disney Company would do everything in its power to repeal this bill. Well, that really pissed off Ron DeSantis. Really pissed him off. And he basically said, okay, fine. You want to stand up to me? Okay, I'm going to take away Reedy Creek. I'm going to take away your governing district, and I'll see how you like that. So he decided to get rid of Reedy Creek. Gone. So he signed it into law. Gone. Reedy Creek, no more. So, and then what happened was that Walt Disney World said, okay, well, now that you're in charge, we're giving you all of our debt. So there you go. So hope you enjoy having all of our debt. And Ron DeSantis was, no, Florida's not paying one penny of your debt. So what? So then they had to come up with a new plan. So a new district was formed. And it's called the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District. And that district is now what Reedy Creek used to be. Okay? So now Disney has basically given control back to Florida now. Whereas Disney World basically had all of the control to do what they wanted. Now they've given back that control to Florida. And there have been numerous lawsuits, and he said, she said, and blah blah blah. And it's I have to look at this. I have to look at this both ways. Okay? So the original idea for Reedy Creek was not to deceive anybody. It was not to cheat Florida in any way. You know, Walt Disney created it, and unfortunately he passed away, and Disney basically ran with it. Disney ran with it, and everyone just, went along with it. And then they decided to stand up to Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis didn't like that, basically got rid of it, and created his own special district for Walt Disney World. Now, look, I'm going to say this. So, it's speaking, I can't speak for Ron DeSantis, okay? I can't speak for him or anybody else. I can only speak for me, okay? But if I were the governor of Florida, I'd be pretty darn grateful for Walt Disney World, because Walt Disney World helps, it brings in the money, and that's why we have no state tax here. Okay? It's why we don't have a state tax, because everybody wants to come to Walt Disney World. Okay? And for basically Ron DeSantis to say, I don't really care. I don't care. So now that you stood up to me, well, guess what? Now I'm taking control of your land, and I can tell you what to build and what you can't build. Okay? And if you don't like it, then you can just get the hell out of my state. And it's like, I'm sorry, but that's not a great way to run your state. Okay? That's not a great way to run your state. Okay? Messing around with one of the top employers of your state is not a good idea. Not a good idea. Okay? So, it's and look, now he's reaping what he sowed, what he has sown, because now he had investigators investigate Reedy Creek, and he wanted to find out the dirt on, if Walt Disney World was cheating in any way and was cheating the district and everything. And they came back and they said, no, Walt Disney World in no way was doing anything dirty or underhanded or cheating in any way. So it's going to be interesting to find out what Ron DeSantis has to say now, because it's, because Ron DeSantis, he is, I'm trying to choose my words carefully here, okay? He wants to control Disney World, okay? That's just what, he wants the power. He wants the power to control everything in his state. And it's Walt Disney World, it's nothing. Walt Disney World is not going to deceive you, okay? They're not going to deceive you, okay? As one of the top entertainment companies in the world, they're not going to deceive you, okay? They're just not, okay? So I don't really know what he expected to get out of this whole Reedy Creek, changing it over deal. Maybe just for the publicity, I don't know. But it's gone full circle now. It's gone full circle. He wanted to take down Disney World. It didn't go. Disney World is not leaving. Disney World is not leaving Florida. Okay, And that's another one. That's another story I've been getting is, what do you think about Disney World leaving and blah, blah, blah. They're not going to leave Florida. Okay? They're not leaving. Okay? They're too much is happening in this, now they're talking about expansions and building new things and such. They're not leaving Florida, folks. Okay? Okay? They're not. Okay? And no governor is going to push them out. Okay? But again, I'm going to go back to something I said quite a while ago. Okay? DeSantis, if you're watching this, which I highly doubt, but if you're watching this, you might want to think about what this means for your state. Okay? What this means for your state. Okay? Because Walt Disney World is creating revenue, and it's creating new things, creating new jobs and it's helping bring in more and more tourism for your state. Okay? Because Florida, whether you like it or not, is the number one vacation destination in the United States. Whether you like that or not, that's what it is. That's what your state is. And if you can't see that, then I'm sorry. But you might want to think about that, okay? So that's the whole story about this whole Reedy Creek thing. I don't think it was creating the district. I don't think that nothing. Walt wasn't trying to deceive anybody. Unfortunately, he passed away. So, Disney basically did what they wanted to do with the land. And Disney has never done anything illegal. They've never done anything wrong with their land or anything. So for a governor to come after them for a bunch of bull crap is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So I truly hope that Disney, when basically, I mean, both sides basically won. But I don't know what's going to happen now that the Reedy Creek investigation is over. I don't know if they're just going to stay with the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District, or if they're going to kind of enact a new plan to kind of get back, what some of Reedy Creek had. I don't know. I have no idea. But that's basically the story of Reedy Creek, why it was formed, and what Disney did with it. Okay. But if you hear people talking about Reedy Creek and saying that Disney, basically cheated Florida and, did underhanded things, they never did that. So don't let anybody fool you. Okay? I don't care who tells you. Okay? If it's someone off the street or if it's Ron DeSantis, whoever. Okay? Don't let them fool you. Okay? Because Disney has never done anything illegal with their land, nor will they ever. Okay? And and one of the things I found funny was after Ron DeSantis, created his board and everything, he basically said that, with the Reedy Creek Improvement District, Walt Disney World could build a nuclear power plant on their property if they wanted. And he goes, "We're going to put a stop to that." Disney was never going to build a nuclear power plant on their property anyway. So I don't know what you expected to gain. So I have no idea. He's just making arguments for the wrong reasons, okay? So, I don't get it. I really don't get it. So, it's, so I want to thank you for watching this video. This was kind of a confusing video. Hopefully I've cleared up some of the confusion for you. But, just to me, if I were Ron DeSantis, I would leave Walt Disney World alone. Leave them alone. Let them do what they need to do and stop meddling in their business. Okay? Because they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Okay? You're just trying to poke holes in things. And you gotta stop. You really gotta stop doing that. Okay? So, that's the story behind Reedy Creek. That's my 2 cents on the subject. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think it's do you think that Reedy Creek was a good idea, or do you like the new way that Ron DeSantis is handling it with his board? And like I said, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. Now we're just going to have to wait and see what happens now. So the ball is now in Ron DeSantis's court. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens with it. So if you like this video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to my channel for more content. I know that I apologize. I know that this was a politically charged episode. I apologize. I just wanted to set the record straight for people to why Reedy Creek was formed and what happened. So I do apologize that it was political. I don't like doing stories like this. I don't want to do stories like this. But unfortunately, with this and with the Hall of Presidents, it's gonna creep in. It's gonna creep in from time to time. So unfortunately, we have to cover it. We have to cover that. So I thank you guys very much for watching this video. I hope you guys had a great holiday season, and I hope you guys have a great and fantastic new year. Thank you very much for watching this video, and we will see you real soon. Hopefully, we will see you real soon in 2025.